this short video clip, there are 4 stuffs we are going to be talking about. We are going to learn how to set the line weight, how to set the line type, how to set our test style, and how to set the dimension styles. So we are going to be dwelling much on these 4 stuffs. So I will be showing you how you can easily set these stuffs in AutoCAD. So how do you set your line weight in AutoCAD? If you want to set your line weight in this program, all you have to do is to still locate the format icon on the menu bar and you click on the line weight. This line weight simply shows the thickness of your line, how thick you want your line to be. And now the line weight settings dialog box has opened, and AutoCAD gives you a default line weight, and for this version of the AutoCAD program, the default line weight is 0.3 millimeters. You can decide to change the default line weight. For instance, I can decide to change the default line weight to 0.25 millimeters. That is a tinier kind of line. And now over here I can choose the line weight I want to use. Okay, if I want to change the line weight I want to use to 0.35, okay, all I have to do now is to tick this display line weight box. If you want to show your line weight option, that is how thick your line is, you can tick this box and you click OK. Now coming over here, you can see that the line stuff has been changed, and that is how you can change your line weight following the process on the menu bar. So you can also decide to change the line weight by following this method. Click on this ellipse and select the line weight of your choice. I think this is very approachable, and that is how to set your line weight in AutoCAD. Now, how do you set the type of line you would like to use to perform a specific function in this program? That is how to set your line type. So to set your line type, still locate the format icon on the menu bar and select line type. Okay, this is the line type manager dialog box, and it has opened. AutoCAD gives you default line types. Okay, like the first is by layer, and it is a solid line, and by block it is a solid line. So you also have the continuous line that are still solid. So if the lines you are looking for and they are not loaded here, you can load a line of your choice. Okay, you click on the load. Assuming I want the dashes kind of line, all I have to do is to select this ISO dash and I'll click OK. Okay, then if you click on this load again, AutoCAD generates almost every line that you will be needing in the course of this program. Okay, any line you would like to load, you can just click and load and click OK. That is how to load. And whenever you load, okay, for instance, I want to load this other one here, I'll click on it and I'll click OK. And if you click OK, it will bring you back to the line type manager box, and it will load the lines you've selected in this line type manager box. And for instance, we loaded the ISO dash, and it has surfaced in this line type manager box. And if I want to use it now, all I have to do is to click on the ISO dash, and I'll change the ISO pen width. This is the thickness of the line, and I want to use 0.25, is more tiny, and I'll click on set current, and you click OK to complete task. So that is if I want to use the dashes. So now I can now select the line tool, and I can put up the dash and click enter to OK. These are my dashes kind of line. And if I want to change the kind of line again, I can easily go back to the line type manager dialog box, or I can easily come over here and I'll change the line I want to use. Okay, you can see the lines that were loaded in the manager box. You can also find them here. So I can decide to go back to my continuous line, that is my solid line, and I'll make use of it. That is how to set the type of line you want to work with in this program. The next stuff we are going to be talking about is the test style. This test style is also very important, so I'm going to be showing you how you can set your test style using AutoCAD program. So to set your test style, still locate the format icon on the menu bar and you select the text style. Now the text style dialog box will open, and under the font name you can decide to change the font name. For instance, if I want to use Times New Roman, I can just click this ellipse and I'll type T, scroll a little bit and select the Times New Roman. And there are some other font name I may decide to use, but for now we are going to be leaving it. Okay, let's just select the Times New Roman, assuming we want to use this. And for the font style is always on regular, but if you want to produce a line in italic form or in bold italic, or you want to bold your text, you can select any one of these. But if you just want to produce a simple line that was not shaded much, all you have to do is to click on the regular kind of line. Okay, then you click the annotative box. Click the annotative box and you click the match text orientation to layout box. Okay, then you click on set current and you click on close to complete task. That is how to set your text style in AutoCAD. Okay, you see what I did? I went to the format icon, I selected the text style. Okay, then assuming I want to change this, I can as well just change it and select the former one there. Can select this and tick the annotative box, the match text orientation to layout, and the font style will be on regular. Then you click on apply. That is the normal procedure. You click on apply, then set current and then close. Your text is ready to be used in AutoCAD. Now the last stuff we are going to be talking about in this class is how to set your dimension style. Your dimension style is very necessary because if you don't set a dimension style, you won't know what you are doing when you reach the dimension stage of your job. So to set the dimension style, all you have to do is to click on the format icon again and you select the dimension style. The dimension style manager box will load up. This is the dimension style manager box, so you click on modify. Now there are some commands we are going to change here. We are going to work on the lines, the symbols and arrows, the text, and the primary units. So for the lines you click on the lines. Then this is the dimension lines. Then for the dimension lines, ensure that the line width is very tiny. So we are going to select 0.2 millimeters. And for the extension lines, ensure that the line width is also very tiny. So we are going to select 0.2 millimeters. There is a fixed reason for that. Okay, now we click on symbols and arrows. AutoCAD gives you so many arrowheads you would like to use for your dimension system. For instance, if I want to choose the first arrowhead, I'll click on this and I will, okay, you can see the patterns like the architectural tick and some others. You can decide to choose your arrow style in this box, but for now we are gonna be leaving it at close field for the first, the second, and the leader arrowheads. And for the arrow size, there is a little secret behind this arrow size. The arrow size should always match with your text height. The arrow size should always match with your text height. The arrow size, assuming you are working on a floor plan, and that means your arrow size is going to be between 150 to 300, though it depends on the size of your drawing. For now, let us assume that our arrowhead is 200 millimeters. 200. Then on the center marks, you select the line. Now there is one other stuff you have to understand. For the arrow size, assuming you are working on simple mechanical designs, the arrow size will come down as low as 5 millimeters, and because it's just something very little, and your dimension system is not much for because some lines you have them as just 5 millimeters, some you have them as 10 millimeters, so that means the size of your arrow will have to reduce. And the one good thing about AutoCAD is that whenever you set your dimension style or some other settings and it is not okay by you, you can as well highlight them and go to modify and modify them to suit your form. So for now, we are going to be leaving the arrow size as 200 and I've selected the line. So you will now click on the text. Now for the text height, remember I said it must match together with the arrowhead, the arrow size. That is the secret behind this. It should match together with the arrow size. So I still select 200. Okay, and for the text alignment, I'll select the align with dimension line. Align with dimension line. You can see the preview over here. So I click on the primary units. Now the unit format, remember we used decimal in when we were trying to set our unit, and the precision here I'm gonna select 0 because I'm using my unit format in millimeters, so I assume everything has been approximated. Okay, so all I have to do now is to click OK, and I'll click on set current. And I'll close to complete task. Now your job is ready to be dimensioned and perfectly. Okay, that is just the easiest way to dimension in AutoCAD. Okay, with this little exposition, we've been able to carry out these 4 functions using the AutoCAD software, and in our subsequent classes you're going to be seeing the effect of the settings we've done already. I hope you enjoyed this little exposition. Thank you so much.